What's up guys, Jared here, Tone and Titan, standing barefoot in my gym today because we are talking about flat feet. Specifically, what exercises can you do to help you to fix flat feet? And yes, for the record, I did have to practice saying fix flat feet a few times before pushing record on my camera. But listen, why do we care? No one has ever come into my physical therapy clinic and said, Jared, help me with my flat feet. Often what I hear about is, Jared, help me with my knee pain, which is actually caused by flatness of your foot. Let me explain why real quick. I've actually got pretty good arches, but if I were to collapse my foot into this flat foot position, you can see what that does to my leg. As I roll my foot to the inside and kind of eliminate that arch, it internally rotates my tibia, meaning my lower leg bone right here rolls to the inside. And you can see what that does to my knee. Right now my knee is pointed right at you. If I collapse my foot, my knee comes over and kind of drifts into this position right here. Now, if it's drifting into that position, over time that's going to wear down your knee and that's going to cause pain in your knee. So a lot of times, if we can correct that foot flatness or improve that foot position, everything is influenced up the chain as well, into the knee, into the hip, and even into the lower back. So that's what I'm hoping to share with you in this video today. Just some simple exercises that you can do to help to mitigate that problem. Now to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to stretch the muscles that get short and tight, these muscles over here on the outside of the leg. We're going to strengthen the muscles that get long and weak, these muscles right here on the inside of the leg, and also the muscles down in the foot, and hopefully you start to see an improvement. Those exercises are coming your way right now. All right, so the first thing that I wanted to talk about, and the question that I get asked all the time when we talk about flat foot is, hey Jared, what about orthotics? Now here's the thing. I love orthotics, but I encourage patients to look at them as a temporary solution. I don't want you to have to be reliant on an orthotic for your entire life. I would rather train the muscles to hold your foot in a better position without the need for external support. So if we frame it like that, and if you think about it like that, like this is a temporary solution for the time right now, while I'm strengthening, while I'm training, then yes, orthotics are a great option. Now, if you ask my favorite one, I like the Super Feet model. I'm totally not endorsed in this video. It's just the one that I personally have had a lot of success with. But what you're looking for is arch support specifically. These ones that I have, these are actually my orthotics that I wear in my shoes. They have kind of a rigid, this is like a hard plastic bottom right here. It's a really good arch support. If you're interested in checking these out, I will link down to the Amazon store, the Super Feet's Amazon store down below. So certainly you can check that out. Okay, let's get into these exercises. The first thing that I like to do is address the intrinsic muscles in the foot. Those are the really small muscles that are going to stabilize the bones inside your foot. There's two ways that I like to do that. The first thing, I'm going to call it foot flexion. What we're going to do is build up the muscles that, again, support your arch, that flex your foot. Here's how you're going to do it. So your foot is just down flat on the ground. I'm seated. That's the easiest way to do this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave my heel and the ball of my foot here in the front, my heel and my toes are going to remain on the ground, and then I'm going to try to pull the heel and the ball of my foot closer together in this way. So I'm going to contract the muscles in my foot, and you can see that I'm trying to create an arch for myself in that position, and then relax just like that. My toes are on the ground. I'm trying to pull this part, so this forefoot and this hind foot, or this heel, closer together. Hold 2, 3, and then relax. So hold 2, 3, and then relax. Pull together and hold 2, 3, and then relax. And then you're going to repeat that approximately 30 times. Once a day is usually pretty good on that foot flexion. Now let's get into some toe movement as well. The toes are important to stabilize. My favorite way to do that would be with some towel scrunches. Now, this towel is not going to slide very well because it's on my rubber gym floor, but if you're on a tiled floor or a hardwood floor, that tends to work the best with this. What we're going to do is we're going to open up those toes, open up that foot just as big as we can, and then we're going to use the toes to kind of pull and gather and bunch that towel up underneath our foot, and then back into that biggest position as wide as we can, and then use the toes to pull and gather the towel. When you bunch the whole thing up under your foot, lay it out flat again, and do that 5 or so times. The goal is that we're doing, about a minute worth of these towel scrunches. That's another really good exercise for you. So those are two great ways to strengthen the intrinsic muscles in your foot. Now let's go a little bit higher up. Let's start to talk about what's happening at the ankle. We need to stretch the muscles out here on this side because they're tight and short. We need to strengthen the muscles on this side. Here's how we're going to do that. So to stretch the muscles, these peroneal muscles out here on the side, I'm going to sit in a figure 4 position, just like this. I'm going to pull my toes down, so I'm pointing my toes down towards the ground. In this position, so this is my right leg, with my left hand, I'm going to grab kind of under and around the bottom side of my foot, and then I want to pull, kind of rotate my foot inward and upward is the direction that we're going. So we're going in and up until we get a good stretch. You're going to feel that. Well, this is the foot that I broke recently. So I feel that right down here in my foot. Most people are going to feel it up here on the lateral kind of outside of their shin. And so that's where I want you to feel it. You're going to hold that for about 20 to 30 seconds. You're going to repeat that 3 times. So 3 times, 20 to 30 second holds. And then you can do that a couple of times throughout your day. Next, let's get into some strengthening for these inner muscles right here. The muscles that are going to pull your foot into this inversion kind of pronation motion. With this one, I have a band here that I'm going to use. These bands are super cheap. Once again, links down in the description below. I'll show you how to do that with this band first. What I'm going to do is take this loop, put it right around my foot. That's around my right foot. Now with my right hand, I'm pulling out here to the side. I'm going to keep my heel down on the ground. I'm going to let that band pull my foot out into eversion, out this way. And then I'm going to use the muscles in my leg to pull it in this way. Again, I'm keeping my heel on the ground and I'm just kind of pivoting around my heel to pull that band in towards the inside. You're going to feel that in these muscles right up here. This is your posterior tibialis muscle, is the one that we're after. You're going to repeat this about 30 times. Now, if it's difficult to hold this out to the side, there's a couple of options. One, I can sneak this foot back behind and kind of step on the band. Now I'm pulling, hopefully you guys can see that. Now I'm pulling kind of in this direction right here. That might be a little more comfortable. I actually prefer to anchor this kind of out to the side. You can do that around a bed leg or a dresser leg or something like that. It tends to help it to kind of stay in place. It makes the motion a little bit easier. So hope that helps you out. Okay, so that's all of them that are in sitting. Next 2 I've got for you are up in standing. Exercise number 5 is going to be a standing inversion exercise. You can do this one barefoot or you can do this one with shoes on if you find that more comfortable. Standing with my feet about hip width apart, what I want to do is use the muscles on the inside of my leg to push my ankles outward. So you'll see that I'm just kind of rolling my feet and rolling my ankles to create an arch. I'm rolling to the outside of my foot. I'm going to hold that for a couple of seconds and then I'm going to return back to the starting position. So it looks just like that. I'm going to roll to the outside, hold 2, 3, and then come right back down to the inside. It looks just like that. Again, the goal is to kind of create an arch, to create a little more support on the outside of your foot. That's what we're after with this. Usually in my clinic, I'll just set like a 1 or 2 minute timer, but this one, it's not that aggressive of an exercise. You can probably get away with 60, 70, 80 repetitions on this is a good number to shoot for just once a day on this one. And then the last exercise that I have for you is going to train a little bit more aggressively, kind of this supination mode, supination movement. What we're going to do is we're going to point our toes down, but then we're also wanting to pull our foot in. That is the motion that we call supination, and this is how we're going to do that. Find somewhere that you can kind of hold on to something. I've got a chair right here for support. Now, if I'm training my left foot specifically, you can only train 1 foot at a time with this. What I'm going to do is come up onto my toes and then kind of rotate my heel towards the inside. So I'm really trying to basically do this motion right here, but in a weight-bearing position. So again, just on this left foot, I'm going to come up and then I'm going to rotate to the inside and then come right back down. I like to start with both feet down because this one adds kind of some good support as you do that. But the goal would be to train and to progress where you can come up and rotate in all on your own. So like full weight bearing just on the 1 foot. You can even do this on the edge of a stair, kind of takes it up to even that next level if you're looking for something a little more aggressive. Again, about 10 repetitions, 3 times is a good beginning number to shoot for, but feel free to progress up to like 3 sets of 20, even 3 sets of 30 if you can get there. Now, if you're looking for more great help with foot and ankle problems specifically, check out this video right here. That's a really good one that can really help you out. For some reason, YouTube thinks that you might like this video right here, so you might check that one out, see if YouTube's right. If you haven't subscribed to Tone and Tighten yet, hit the circle button right here to do that. I'd love to see you back for future videos. Until next time, see you again here on Tone and Tighten.